I'll bet anything this is the key to Sky's little private room.
Sorry, darling, just some papers and files I had to go through. Nothing important, but has to be done.
A little house cleaning.
Mm-hmm. It makes me feel accomplished.
Oh, but you are accomplished in so many ways.
You are a saucy wench. Come here.
You better let me help you finish packing or you'll never get out of here.
Well, much as I hate to see you go, I've got about half a dozen things in the works. And if I don't take care of them, I'm not going to have any free time tomorrow.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Oh, didn't I tell you? I'm getting married.
You're kidding. Well, fancy that.
And now, you are banished, much as I hate the idea.
Okay, just let me finish packing a few things.
Oh, not that suit. I'm going to be wearing that today.
This suit is so heavy for this time of year, don't you think? Maybe you should wear your silk gray shirt. Yeah.
Anything that the bride wishes. You know, I had no idea that you were so domestically inclined. You really are a woman of many talents.
Yeah, I think so.
Here, you let me take this. You just sit down there and rest yourself.
Did you see how far they've come with all the preparations?
Yeah, but of course. They really have made terrific progress, haven't they?
Well, as soon as they finish the flowers and the decorations and all the people get in there, we are going to knock Monticello right on their ear.
Is that what you want?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I had in mind.
Well, then, that is what you shall have. It will be a magnificent day just for you.
For us. You know, we've been so busy with your wedding, we haven't talked about our honeymoon. Where are we going to go?
Yeah, look, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. It looks as if we're only going to have about 5 or 6 days that belong to us. I mean, there's just going to be a lot of business waiting for me for when I come back. Now, I had hoped that you would understand.
5 or 6 days.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll just do it another time. We'll do something simple, like a trip around the world, okay?
Yeah, you're taking it a lot better than I would have expected.
Hey, I have you. I have this house, and I have everyone in Monticello envious of me. I have everything I want.
That's what you want? In that order?
Mm-hmm, exactly. So, we'll do the honeymoon another time. I think I just want to settle into this house and become a proper Whitney.
Well, not proper all the time, I hope.
Mm-hmm. I'll try to be improper whenever possible.
Well, where do you want me to put this, Mr. Whitney?
In my study here.
Why do you have to lock all that stuff up all the time? I mean, what's so secretive about what's in those boxes?
Well, as a matter of fact, it is something for a female acquaintance of mine. You see, my dear, I am keeping secrets from you.
What?
In that box is a surprise. For you.
For me?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Well, now, if I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise, would it? So you can plead with me and wheedle, but you're not going to get it until tomorrow. And I'm going to make you give me a solemn vow that you won't peek.
All right, I promise I won't peek. I mean, you know me, I wouldn't want to ruin a surprise. I wouldn't do a thing like that.
All right. I know. I'm 8 minutes late.
11 minutes late?
Well, actually, I was here 3 minutes early, but you know, the elevators down in the lobby are so...
Okay, Cliff, what's in your mind? If it's about the Gregory case, I thought we had an agreement.
Well, actually, it was about the Gregory case before, but now I've got a better idea. Only take 5 minutes of your time.
You've got 5 minutes.
the Bryson case.
What about it?
Well, it's like this, Mike. I know that you want to find out information about Dr. Bryson, about what he was doing in Europe. That's why he gave Draper that fabulous job, jet-setting around from Paris to Rome to Switzerland, all paid for by the district attorney's office.
More or less.
Incidentally, that reminds me, that's left me without a law partner. I got to handle that whole office by myself, alone. There's only so much that one man can do, despite his abilities. I have 25 cases to handle.
Cliff, why don't you just hire somebody to fill in for Draper until he gets back?
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Well, I'm sure the thought would have occurred to you, eventually. Now, how about getting back to the purpose of your visit?
What purpose?
Would the name Bryson help?
Oh, right, the Bryson. Well, as you know, actually, because of you, I'm helping Valerie Bryson in this. And I've come upon an idea that I think will be able to help you and Draper and the CIA and the FBI and everybody in the Bryson case. Well, I thought it would be a good ploy for me to go underground, undercover, as it were. You know what I mean? Like find out information from Valerie. What better source than the guy's own daughter? Pretty inventive, isn't it?
Oh, it's inventive, all right. But as you know, I've met Valerie Bryson myself, and I don't think she has any knowledge about her father's past that would be helpful to us. Besides, I recommended you as her counsel. Now, what does that make you?
A double agent.
And an unethical cad.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What? Well, you mean I can't date Valerie Bryson and charge her to the district attorney's office?
I'm afraid not, Cliff.
Well, then, I'll just have to spend my own money. See you, Mike.
Goodbye, Cliff.
Miss Bryson?
Yes.
We spoke on the telephone earlier this morning. I'm Graham Armstrong.
Oh, of course, Mr. Armstrong.
How are you?
Please, sit down.
Thank you. It's a nice little studio you have here.
Thank you. We've just opened,
Yes, I know.
Mr. Armstrong, I have to admit, I'm still puzzled about your call. Are you sure it's not Mr. Crown that you want to see?
Yes, I'm quite sure. You see, I represent an international photo service. You see, we supply photographs to many different companies, both here and abroad. Newspapers, news services, television, film industry, and so forth. Well, right now, we're looking for experienced photographers to represent us in Europe. Preferably young, energetic, and with experience of European locations and some experience of the languages.
It sounds like a very exciting job.
Miss Bryson, look, I have no wish to pry in terms of salary, but I guarantee you that whatever you're earning here at Crown Studios, my company will multiply by 10. Now, beyond salary, and more important in terms of your future, you're going to be receiving an international reputation.
Mr. Armstrong, how can you possibly be offering me this job? You don't even know my work.
On the contrary, your work's not entirely unknown in Europe. Besides, my superiors were so impressed, they've sent me here with this offer while I'm in the country.
It's very kind of you and extremely flattering. I have spent so many years in Europe. I'm back now in what I consider my home. I have family here, and I have this job. I really have no intention of making a change now or in the near future. That's very definite.
I see. Well, then, the lot is ours. But before you make up your mind definitely, perhaps you will reconsider, and, well, if that time comes, I'm going to leave you with my card.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Tell me more about this little surprise.
Raven, I told you not to try to wheedle the information out of me because you won't. I'm not going to tell you.
Well, it's bigger than a bread box.
Enough! Out, woman! But first a kiss.
All right. You don't have to show me your little surprise until tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I won't.
And I have a surprise for you. And you're going to love it because it's very special.
Well, terrific.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Gunther, what is it?
You asked me to remind you when you was due to time to meet with your attorney.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. I've got to go. You know, it's just occurred to me, with all the stuff that I've got to do, I may not see you before the ceremony.
I don't know if I'll survive.
You better.
Wife's privilege. Where do you want to hide all this junk? Saint M. Samoritz. What's so secretive about a vacation photo? Ah, beautiful blondes. They're not so hot.
Skyler, are you in there?
Oh, Raven, what are you doing in here? Why didn't you answer?
I don't know. I didn't hear you at first. I was tired. I must have fallen asleep.
I repeat, what are you doing in Skylar's private study?
Oh, Geraldine, it's all right. He said I could. How else would I have gotten a key?
Knowing you, my dear, any number of ways.
Can't keep anything from you, can I?
Not if I can help it.
All right. So Sky didn't know I was in his study, but it's his own fault he left the key out there in plain sight.
And not at all likely it was in plain sight. But you'd have found it if he'd hidden it in outer Mongolia.
Well, there wasn't anything interesting in there anyway.
Raven, it is bad taste, bad form, and bad manners to snoop around someone else's personal thing. Now, I don't care if he's your future husband or not. Amy Vanderbilt would never approve.
Please, please don't tell Sky. If you do, there'll be an argument before the wedding, and it's bad luck.
I'll agree to that. If you will leave this room at once and return the key to its rightful place, wherever that may be.
I will, I promise.
All right. Now, I will meet you at the foot of the stairs in exactly 1 minute. And I will be tapping out the seconds until I see you descending the stairs.
So I won't forget. Get dressed at Bennett's. I'll tape it to my forehead so I'll absolutely remember. Yeah. Is it a nice dress? Yeah, how much did it cost? That nice, huh? No, of course you did. Yes, I'm sure you'd be the prettiest girl at the wedding. Look,
Star about the other night. I'm really sorry about... Now, wait a minute. Now, look, we have been over this several... I wish you wouldn't do that. You know, this wedding is driving me crazy. It's costing me a fortune, and I'm not even sure I want to go.
Okay, Calvin, what's wrong?
Just the usual day in the life of a cop and a cop's wife. I've got to remember to pick up a dress, no less now. Remind me, don't let me forget. She wants to wear it to the wedding tomorrow, and if I show up at home without it, she'll have in my head.
Sure. Right.
By the way, who are you taking to the wedding?
Nobody. I'm going alone, I guess.
Yeah? Well, if you'd like to take one of the beauties from the Whitney Dance Company, I could have Gavin arrange a little something for you.
No, thanks anyway. I don't mind going alone. No, really, it's all right.
Okay. Still, I think it's a waste of all that masculine charm.
Oh, it won't be a waste. I'll just share the wealth.
Yes, you will.
I'm looking for Detective Tyler.
I'm Tyler. And I'm Stoner.
Who asked?
What can we do for you?
I'd like some information about an arrest you made last night. A young black man by the name of Leon Washington.
Oh, that's our friend with the fresh mouth.
If you'll excuse me, I was addressing Detective Tyler.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's just my want to be helpful.
Do you have the file over there?
Yeah. Here it is.
What's it doing over there?
No, couldn't resist it. It's such an interesting case.
Well, there isn't much to tell, really. Mr. Washington was part of an illegal gambling operation, which we raided last night. He was part of the catch. That's about it.
That's about it.
I'd like to see him, please.
Oh, I don't think that's a very hot idea, lady.
Why not?
Oh, we've got a very angry young man down there in that tank. I think you should give him some time to cool off. I mean, he's so mad he could be dangerous. He might even do, well, you know, bodily harm, and that wouldn't do.
I don't think that's very likely.
Look, if you're his girlfriend, I have to tell you, you've made an unfortunate choice.
This may come as a rather rude shock to you, Mr.
Stoner.
Right. But I am not his girlfriend. I am his attorney.
Lawyer?
That's right. Now, I won't take up any more of your time if you'll just make arrangements for
You
me to see
mean
my...
as in his attorney?
Mm-hmm.
Now, since when has Leon Washington been able to afford an attorney? I mean, I've known this guy from way back. He's always used court-appointed lawyers, never had any money, or so he said.
You may find this difficult to understand in your savage official view of things. But money is not always the primary incentive, Mr.
Stoner.
Yeah.
But it helps a little. I mean, even a lawyer has to eat. At least so I'm told.
Well, it depends on the circumstances. In Leon's case, there are other things to be considered.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, the ink on this card is still a little bit wet. I think our friend here is pretty new to the bar.
Uh-huh. Fresh out of law school, eh? You can always read the signs.
If you'll excuse me, please, I came here for some information about my client, Leon Washington. I did not come here for a personal opinion about budding young lawyers. Now, if you'll just let me...
Lady, I told you all there was to tell. Now, Mr. Washington was a lookout for an illegal gambling operation, which we raided last night. He was there, we took him in like all the rest, that's it.
Are you aware that your client has a rather extensive history?
Yes, I am. But what I would like to know is, did you make him aware of his legal rights?
Oh, we read him his rights all right. You can be sure of that. It's in the records.
You're not going to try to get him off on some kind of a slim technicality like that now, are you?
Acting as a lookout for an illegal gambling operation is a relatively minor offense. But with his record, it could go pretty bad for him. If he's convicted, he could be in for a long stretch because this would be his fourth conviction.
I see. They taught you a lot in law school. I bet you were even at the head of your class.
I was.
Well, then maybe they also taught you that all we do is make arrests and gather evidence. Everything else is someone else's province. In this case, however, I think Mr. Washington's arresting here is actually a favor to society, brief though it may be.
I'd say that's not your province either.
Perhaps not, but I am entitled to my opinion. And I think that it's pretty obvious that Leon Washington is not a good person. He's a bad person. And it is for the good of the good people out there for us to keep the bad people in here.
Mm-hmm. What you think overwhelms me with towering indifference. Now, before I go, I'd just like to say thank you very much for your cooperation and your courtesy, Mr.
Stoner. By the way, what did you say your name was?
Bannister.
No, her first name.
Miss.
Mrs. Carr, I can't believe. I had no idea that you might be my visitor. Good Lord, how could you bring yourself to come here after all this?
Dr. Bryson, I'm trying very hard not to hold a grudge because I remember the kindnesses that you offered when they mattered most. And if I can do that, then the memories will begin to fade someday.
You must be very happy to be home with your family now. I think about that sometimes.
Yes, I am.
One of the few things that has sustained me here is the thought that at least you came to no serious harm. No matter what the changes in my life, my feeling for you remains unchanged. No, I have no regrets, no apologies for that feeling. It may be the only decent thing I've ever felt.
Dr. Bryson, please, this is difficult enough without...
You're quite right. I'm sorry. That was terribly presumptuous of me. It wasn't a plea for vindication, believe me. I know that nothing or no one can give me that. I'm quite prepared to pay for what I've done.
Well, the reason I'm here is to speak on behalf of your daughter.
Valerie?
Yes.
You've seen Valerie?
Yes.
But how? Why? I don't understand.
We happened to meet just by accident and had a chance to talk, and she seemed to want to confide in me.
You can take an interest in Valerie after everything that's happened?
I think the girl needs compassion.
That's really rather ironic. That compassion for my daughter should come from you.
Dr. Bryson, I didn't think I'd have to explain to you. She's heartbroken because you refused to see her.
No, no, please, don't ask me to see her. I can't.
You can't or you won't?
Believe me when I say I can't. Now, please understand that. I'm afraid.
Of what? What? There might be some reprisal against her, or what, are you ashamed of your past?
No, good Lord, I shouldn't even be discussing this with you. I'm half crazed with fear for her safety. Look, I'm not dramatizing this to enlist your sympathy. It's the truth. Look at this. I haven't shown this to anyone. It was left in my cell. When and by whom, I haven't the vaguest idea, but the warning is obvious.
It looks like a sick joke.
No, it's not a joke. It's a message. It's a threat. It's a sign that I must keep silent unless I want them to get to Valerie.
Dr. Bryson, who are they? Show that to the police.
No. I can't say any more. I've said too much already. I know I haven't the right to ask you for anything, but please, in the name of God, don't say anything to Valerie or to anyone. Now, it's the only way I can protect her now. I really can't see her. Now, the only thing I can do for my daughter is stay away from her completely.
Hi, wait a minute. Now let me do that. just one. Come on, April. Don't forget, you have got a condition.
Don't have a condition, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, well, you just take it easy, okay? Why don't you sit down for a while?
All right, I will. For a minute, I will take a breather, and then I will be on my way. I have 100 errands to do for this wedding tomorrow, and then I have to meet with Geraldine and Raven.
Sounds like a pretty fancy affair. You're going to be the matron of honor, right?
Yeah. Do you want to know something? I am going to be the matron of honor at a wedding where I have yet to meet the bridegroom.
How come?
I don't know. I guess the situation never arose. I don't know. I know about him by reputation, and I guess I'm just presuming if he's Geraldine's nephew.
Hello. Is Sid's Cafe open for business?
Hi, what are you doing here? No, we're not really open yet. This is Sid Brennan. Do you remember her from East Meadows? Valerie Bryson? Oh, Sid's going to be the manager and obviously the namesake.
Well, it looks great. I just thought maybe you were open for business because I saw two guys come in here this morning on my way to work.
They were just friends. Stopped in for a little coffee, a little conversation. Gavin Wiley has the dance studio down the block. Yep. And Calvin Stoner's a policeman.
Yeah, we didn't have any food for them either. Personally, I'm beginning to get messages from my stomach. How about a sandwich? I can go around the corner.
No, thank you. No. Me neither, thanks.
Well, how do you like that? We're opening a restaurant, and I have to go around the corner for a sandwich. There ain't no justice.
See you later.
See you.
Hey, sit down. Tell me about your new job. How's it going?
Okay, wonderful, exciting. We're doing a big wedding tomorrow at the Whitney Mansion.
Oh, well, then I will see you. I am matron of honor.
Oh, that's great. There'll be a familiar face in the crowd. I'm sorry Draper won't be with you, though.
Me too, but I'm not thinking about it.
Okay. But I wanted to ask you about Draper's partner, Cliff Nelson. Well, he's talked me into having dinner with him tonight.
What?
He is very persuasive. So tell me about him.
Okay. He's charming, bright, witty, or so he thinks. He's harmless, though. He's harmless. He's just full of himself.
So he seems on the outside. But I guess I can handle him. You know, I got another offer today.
What?
A job offer from a Mr. Graham Armstrong. He's with an international photo service, and they're looking for photographers who know Europe and are free to travel, and the salary they're offering, it's not interesting. It is downright irresistible. I had to think twice before refusing.
You turned him down? Sounds like a dream job.
Oh, but not to me, April. I have done too much traveling already. And my father... No, I'm going to stay right here.
Yeah. How'd this guy find you?
I honestly don't know. That's a puzzle. I wonder where you did get my name.
You know, you have a final fitting on your gown, you and April. I have to meet her at 2:30.
Don't worry, I will be there.
And I have to go and call the caterer. He's hysterical because he has so much to do in so short a time. He was crying the last time I talked to him, so he asked me to call him back. Now, please, Raven, don't dawdle. I am leaving here at exactly 2 o'clock, with or without you. And you can just wear your old black lace tomorrow for all I care.
Before. That's the girl in the photography studio.
straightest